Okay, let's start. Hare Krishna, thanks all for joining. So, as we are going through, like we already covered the foundational slides where we have covered uh, how the four yugas are there, what are the four yugas, and for each yuga, what is the prescribed duty to achieve the Lord, to attain the Lord. So that we have seen. Then how Vishnu is coming from Krishna, and the whole of structure of the universe is like a 14 planetary system that we have seen. Then what are the five topics of Bhagavad Gita? What it is talking about, and what is the Bhagavad Gita, and uh, how to go out from this material world to the spiritual world. That also we have seen. Then we saw the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita is a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Krishna is instructing Arjuna and he is empowering him like to fight because Arjuna was giving reasons not to fight on a bodily concept. Like these five reasons are the reasons like Arjuna saying he's not going to fight. The compassion, enjoyment, saintliness, or fearful of sinful reaction and the destruction of family tradition. These five reasons, like Arjuna saying on the bodily platform, not fighting, and Krishna is empowering him like to fight. Then we have seen how the Pandavas and the Kauravas been assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and how their shankas, what are the names of their shankas, and how they are blowing those shankas, like, okay, and what are the ways of uh, indications for the Pandavas' victory being predicted. Like so, we have seen Hanuman was present and Krishna was present on the chariot. Sorry, Krishna was personally present wherever Krishna is there. Like Lakshmi Devi will be there. Then the chariot was given by Agni Dev, and the what to say the shankas while they were blowing the shankas, no, it was it was giving very tremulous sound, which given the fearfulness to the Kauravas. So all these things we have seen, we have saw. Then Krishna is listening Arjuna. All these things, okay. Why he is not fighting? All these things, like he is the entire first chapter, like he is listening to Arjuna. And Arjuna is saying like these five reasons. Then in the 2.7, the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called. Anyone know what is the name of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita? These are the very important things because when we learn Bhagavad Gita, we have to remember what we are learning. We have to revise. Okay, that is very important. So the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is called Contents of the Gita Summarized. So the whole Gita summary will be provided in the second chapter. So second chapter is very, 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 very important chapter. Why? Because like the whole summary being given in the second chapter. So that is the reason like the chapter name is called as Contents of the Gita Summarized. Okay. So in this, again, Hare Krishna, who is on the. So in this chapter also, first the 2.7, who's Arjuna is unable to take any decision. So because of indecision, like he is surrendering to Krishna. There is a famous sloka like a Karpanya doso Pagada Svabhavaha Prachami Tvam Dharma Samhuta Chetasaya Yasrayasha Nishchitam Bruhitan Me Sisyaste Amsadi Mam Tvam Prapannam. Prapannam means like a surrender. So Arjuna is surrendering to Krishna. Then Krishna just till now like he was in a listening mode, and now he is going to talk about the whole philosophy, then karma yoga, all those things. Like he is going to talk to Arjuna. So these are the instructions not only for Arjuna, because Arjuna was already a very elevated soul. Arjuna is asking to Krishna on behalf of us, okay? Because He wanted to teach the lesson to us. For that reason, okay, he's been put into this situation, and he has been asking all these questions to Krishna, and Krishna is answering. Okay, that particular thing we have to understand. That is very important. So in the second chapter, 2.1 to 10, Arjuna's further doubts and the surrenderness been explained. Then in the 2.11 to 30, then Krishna is talking about the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is nothing but, okay, we are not the body, we are the soul. So then the 30 characteristics of the soul being explained in detail. Okay, so because one of the reason Arjuna is saying not to fight is like, okay, because he is afraid of like killing the family members and friends and relatives, then he will occur sin, and he's saying all these reasons, correct? So Krishna is saying you are not going to kill the soul, because soul can never be killed. Okay, it can never be moistured by moisture, like it can never be like a submerged in the water, it can never be like, okay, put into the fire, so it can never be cut into the pieces. Okay, soul characteristics he is explaining, 30 characteristics of the soul. So he's saying we are not the body, we are the soul, so soul can never be killed, so you are not going to kill anyone, so please fight. Okay, that Jnana Yoga he is talking about from 11 to 30. Then 31 to 38, he is saying Karma Kanda. Okay, as a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. Okay, you fight. Okay, if you are fighting and winning, then you will get the earthly kingdom. If you are fighting and losing, you will get the heavenly kingdom. Okay, if you die in the battlefield, you will get the heavenly kingdom. But at the same time, if you are not fighting, because Arjuna is saying, even I am ready to beg instead of fighting. Okay, this was the one statement Arjuna said to Krishna. So Krishna is condemning, like he's saying, no, as a Kshatriya, like a happy are the Kshatriya who look for the opportunity to fight to protect the dharma in unsought manner. Okay, so you have to fight. Please, like, okay, don't disregard the Kshatriya dharma duties. Okay, so he's saying you have to fight as Kshatriya. Okay, you have to fight. So either you gain or like, okay, you lose. You are going to gain only. You will get the better result only. So don't disregard your duty. Okay, so he's saying karma kanda, just do your work, do your work. Okay, first he's talking about jnana yoga, then karma kanda. Okay, that is what 2.31 to 38. Then 39 to 53. Okay, this is what we have seen last week. 39 to 53, he is talking about buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga is nothing but nishkama karma yoga. Earlier he was saying uh, first the jnana yoga, then the karma kanda. Okay, jnana yoga is nothing but, okay, you have to realize you are not killing anyone, you are not killing the soul. In the karma kanda, do your work. Okay, then in the next section 39 to 53, he is saying nishkama karma yoga is nothing but you do the work, but by using your buddhi, by using your jnana, you surrender the result to the Lord, so that you are not going to get any reaction. Okay, so that is very important. Just he is mixing the jnana plus karma kanda. Then he is asking Arjuna to do nishkama karma yoga. So when we do the work, we get the result. Okay, that result, when we think, okay, we are the owner of that result, then we get the reaction. If we think that, okay, I am the servant, I am daso, das, okay, I am not I'm not entitled for any ownership. Okay, everything I am doing it for the uh, sake of the Lord. Okay, and I am giving all the reactions, all the benefits like to Lord only. Then we are not going to get any reaction. That is what like he was saying. Fight, but without any reaction. Okay, don't look for any reaction, because you are surrendering the results to the Lord. Okay, this is what we have seen. Any queries till now, please, I request everyone to be very attentive, and everyone please raise queries if you have any, because by having these discussions, we will be able to understand the topic in a better manner. Otherwise, I don't want to have just a monolithic, just one way transaction or one-way discussion. So we need to have a two-way discussion. Please feel free to ask any queries. Don't think that okay, it is absurd or it is a stupid question. No question is a stupid. Okay, so please ask any questions, because while learning this Bhagavad Gita, we have to develop the attitude. We have to develop the mood that nothing beyond this Bhagavad Gita, uh, no other knowledge is greater than the Bhagavad Gita. So that is the conviction, that is the determination we have to develop in our mind. So that is very important. Please, feel free to ask any question, any discussion, or any feedback, or any suggestion. This is very, very important. Please feel free to ask any question anytime. You can interrupt. Any questions till now?
No, Prabhu.
Okay,
No,
Manju.
No
Okay,
problem.
yeah. Feel free to ask anytime. Okay. So because this is in a structured manner, uh, you don't know how much effort being put into to develop these slides. Okay. Because this slides being developed by one of the great devotee. His name is His Grace Amritananda Prabhu. Okay. So he put a lot of his life and soul to develop, yeah, to create these slides, because all the purports, Srila Prabhupada's purports, been put into a very easily readable pictorial representation form. For that effort itself, okay, we have to appreciate, and we have to learn, and we have to remember all these things. That is what very, very important thing I am just stressing here again. So please, we have to learn these things in a very, very determined manner. Okay. So in the next section, okay, 2.54 to 72, we will cover Sthita Prajna, okay, which is fight, become fixed in Krishna consciousness. So now Krishna talked about the Jnana Yoga, then Karma Kanda, then he is talking about the Buddhi Yoga, which is Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay. Then Arjuna is perplexed or bewildered. Is it possible to do in this manner? Okay, then please explain how the Sthita Prajna, how they will act, they will carry forward themselves in this particular world. That is what he is asking, and for that, okay, Krishna will respond. So Sthita Prajna is one who is not bewildered or deviated uh, in any kind of situation, be it happy or be it sad, be it hot or be it cold. Okay, any kind of situation, he will be in the same manner. Okay, that is the reason many yogis, if you see, they will not be too disturbed when they get into the issue, or when they are in a happy mood. Now, okay, when a happy situation arises, they will not be over excited. They always maintain that empirical balance, correct? That balance, they will maintain. They will neither be too happy nor be too sad. Okay, they always be in a same manner. Okay, that is what the Sthita Prajna means. Okay, so let us go to the slide 2.54. 53 we have seen. 2.54. 2.54. Hare Krishna. Are you able to see my screen? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah. 2.54. So Arjuna Uvacha. Uvacha means saying, said, okay, speaking. So Arjuna Uvacha Stita Prajnasya Kabasa Samadhi Statayas Keshava Stitadihi Kim Prabhasheta Kim Mashita Vrajeta Kim. Kim means how. Hmm. Yeah. So Kim means how. Okay. Arjuna is asking how. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, Keshava is Krishna, correct? O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? Okay. How does he speak? And what is his language?" Okay, two questions he asked now already. How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? Okay, so four questions he already asked. Okay, how does he speak? His language? How does he sit? And how does he walk? Okay, these are the four questions he is asking to Krishna. Who is asking? Arjuna is asking about the Sthita Prajna state. Okay, Sthita Prajna means, okay, one who is not bewildered in any of the situation. Then in the next sloka, Krishna is answering. Only while Krishna is answering, okay, it is called as Sri Bhagavan Vacha. We already seen why, who can be called as Bhagavan. Anyone remembers why Krishna is called as Bhagavan? And because this is very important, we have seen in the foundational slides.
Because Prabhu Krishna has all six qualities.
Yeah, very good. What is that sloka and what are the six qualities, Prabhu?
It holds fame,
Ah,
O for opulences,
okay,
R for renunciation, B for
okay.
beauty, E
Ah,
for education and all knowledge,
knowledge, yeah. Mm.
and
Yeah,
S for
strength.
strength. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a very nice sloka, like it is called Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriyaka Jnana Vairagya Yochaiva Sannam Bhaga Idinkana. So one can be called as Bhagavan only and only if they possess all the six qualities in full and in all the time. Okay, that is what the shortest form to remember all those things is like a FOBS, FORBES. Okay, FOBS. Okay, F represents fame and O represents opulence. Like, okay, R represents renunciation, B represents beauty, E represents like, okay, education or knowledge, S represents strength. Okay, we have seen all these six characteristics, like why Krishna being called as the Bhagavan. Okay, all the time he possesses all these things in a fullest capacity. That is the reason only Krishna can be called as Bhagavan. That is the reason whenever Krishna is speaking in the Bhagavad Gita, it will be always called as Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. So Sri also can be called only to Krishna. Okay, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. That is very important. Okay, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha. Uh, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani evatmana tushtaha Stitaprajnastato uchyate. Okay, so Sri Bhagavan Vacha, he's saying, okay, Prajahati means, okay, gives up. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind thus purified finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. So, what is the state of Sita Prajna? That is what Krishna is explaining here. When a man gives up all varieties of desire, okay, we have desire to attain more wealth, more good health, and more fame, all these things in the material world, okay. When a man gives up, he completely gives up all the desires, like okay, to attain all these sense gratification, okay, then which arise from the mental concoction. We already saw, like, okay, that uh, desire will be developed when we develop the uh, desire for like that senses, correct? When we see something, okay, we want to attain, we want to achieve, or we want to get that particular object. When we hear about like any cinema songs, na, then we develop the attachment or desire. When we what to say, like okay, when we want to touch something, like okay, we develop the desire. So likewise, like which arise from the mental concoction. And when his mind thus purified, so when he is giving up all these desires, his mind is like okay, purifying purified and finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is able to connect to the soul. Okay, he is getting the atmanyan and he is able to attain connect to the soul, and then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. At that time only he is in the pure transcendental consciousness. Okay, that we will see in the purport also in the upcoming slides. Next sloka. Dukkeshva अनुद्विग्नमनाः सुखेष्वविगतस्परः वीतराग भयाक्रोधः उच्यते. One, see, dukkeshu, everyone knows like what is dukkeshu. Dukkeshu means misery. Okay. Uh, Anudvigna manaha means without being agitated by mind. Sukeshu means like okay, the happiness. That is Vigadasparaha, without being interested. Okay. Vita Raga. Vita means like a this very important thing. Vita Raga Baya Krodaga. Vita Raga means like a Vita means free from, and Raga means like a attachment. Baya means like a fear, and Krodha means anger. Okay. Then Sthita Dir, whose mind is steady. Munir, he is called as like a the sage is called. Okay, Uchyate means is called one who is not disturbed in mind even amidst of the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness. Okay, one who is not disturbed when the threefold miseries are coming. We will see what are the threefold miseries in the slides. Okay, then when there is happiness, even happiness also he is not agitated. When there is misery also, like he is not agitated. Okay, and one who is free from attachment. Okay, one who don't have attachment, who don't have fear, who don't have anger, okay, is called a sage of steady mind. Okay, we have seen in the previous thing one who is steady, and what are the things we have seen in the previous one? One who don't have the desire to have the mental concussion, which arise from the mental concussion, and when his mind is like satisfied in the self alone. First, he should not have any desire like in the material senses, and he should be satisfied in the self. Then he has to deal the happiness and the sad or misery moment in a similar manner. Then he should not have any free from like okay, he should free from the attachment baya, which is like okay, fear, then krodha, anger, then sthitadir, like okay, he has to be steady in his mind. He only will be called as a sage. Okay, so still Krishna didn't answer how he is going to, because Arjuna asked the four questions, correct? How he is going to speak, how he is going to sit, how he is going to walk, how he is going to carry himself. Okay, so Krishna is saying now how the Sthita Prajna, he is explaining about the Sthita Prajna only. Okay, then the next sloka, yes, yak sarvataba abhishneshah tat tat prapya shubha नाभिनिन्दन्ति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठितः. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither prizing it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. In this material world, Krishna is saying, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, whatever comes, okay, he will take it. It is a will of Krishna. Many a times, if we get a hike in our office, okay, we'll be so elated, so happy. Okay. But at the same time, if they say like a reduction of the many perks, okay, many allowances, then we will be very sad, correct? But one who is unaffected in either cases, okay, good or evil he may obtain, neither pricing it when we get uh, the bonus or when we get like increment, we would be like a pricing our management company, etc. When we not getting, when we are getting a lot of like okay perks removed, then at the time we would be like a despising it. We will curse them, okay, we will comment them badly, okay. It should not happen. One who is unaffected by all these things, okay, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge, because we all know this is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, nothing is permanent in this world. Whatever we obtain today, like will be lost at any one particular time, the material things. But whatever we get in the spiritual thing, whatever we do in the spiritual activity, that will carry forward. What sloka responds this particular thing, or explain that this concept, like whatever we do, it will be carry forward, like okay, in terms of devotion service. We already seen in this second chapter. Anyone able to remember? Very important sloka we told, very energetic sloka. Whenever we down with any material things, okay, we can remember this sloka. So whatever we do in terms of material things, it will never come with us. But whatever we do in the spiritual activities, it is deposited in our bank account, okay, devotional bank account, permanent devotional bank account, okay. What is that sloka?
Is it Yam Vapi Prabhu?
No, Maji, it is Neha Vikrama Nasosti Pratyavayo na Vidyade Swalpam Apiyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bhayat. Okay, 2.40. Okay, which is very, very important sloka. So it says Neha Vikrama Nasosti. Okay, even in this particular thing, because this sloka has to be remembered by hearted, okay, and all have to always say remember this sloka. This is very, very important sloka, because we need to understand whatever devotion service we are doing, there is not even a single wastage, okay, or there is no diminish of like our benefits. Okay, that is what this sloka says. Neha Bikrama Nasosti Pratyavayona Vidyate Swalpam. It is Swalpam. If you do very little, apiyasya dharmasya, which is occupation, like okay, which is the dharma. If we do very little, trayate mahato bhayata. Trayate mahato means like it releases from the greatest danger. Okay, in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. There is no loss, first of all, and then there is no diminution also. Diminution means like a reduction. There is no reduction also, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. What is the most dangerous type of fear in this material world?
Death Prabhu.
Death. Very,
That
very good, very good. We think death is the only danger or fear. It is not, death alone is not there. Okay, birth also a dangerous type of fear, because if you take birth, then only you will go for a death, correct? Like then all these four things, okay, which is birth, death, old age, and disease. Everything is fear. Okay, even old age also is fear, and the disease also fear. Okay, so if we do the devotional service, then it will save us from this four type of fear, because we don't need to take birth again in this material world, correct? If we take birth, then we have to go through this disease, old age, and death, correct? So for that reason, to get away from this four dangerous type of fear, we have to do the devotion service, so that our devotional bank balance will be increased forever, permanently, and we can go back to the spiritual world. So that is what we have to understand. So this sloka, I request everyone, please, like remember this, and the next sloka. Next sloka is Vivasaya Atmika Buddhi. Okay, we have to be having a one-pointed attention to do the devotion service. We should not have like a multi-branched. Okay, I need this, then this also. No, we have to focus in the devotion service. The similar way, this sloka like okay, neha bikramana susti pratyavayo na vidyade swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. Please remember by heart this sloka. This will be our astra. Okay, if someone asks, you are chanting these many rounds, you are doing these many devotion service, you are not enjoying, you are wasting your time. If someone says, then we can refer this sloka, boss, whatever you called as a enjoyment, it will go off in this life. But whatever I am doing, whatever we are doing in terms of the congregation, devotional congregation, there is no loss or diminution. There is no reduction of like, okay, anything. It will come along with our soul. That is what the powerful message we can pass it to others. Okay, Hare Krishna. So that is what Krishna is also saying. We have to be fixed, and we should not get unaffected by the good or evil he may obtain, neither prizing it nor despising it. Like, okay, it is firmly fixed in the perfect knowledge. That is what, like, it is the Prajna member will do. Okay, the devotee will do. Okay, the next sloka. Yada samharate chayam kurmo anga niva sarvasaha Indriyani indriyartabheshya tasya prajna pratistita. One who is able to withdraw his senses from the sense object, as the tortoise draws his limbs within the shell, is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. So, Krishna is saying here, he is giving the analogy how the tortoise like okay withdraw his limbs within the shell. Okay, tortoise we have seen okay it can shrink or it can expand, correct? The similar way, one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense object, the devotee always when he sees like a material things, he will he will keep his distance himself from those material activities. He will withdraw his senses from the material sense object. As the tortoise withdraw his limbs, like okay, within the shell, is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. That he is the one who is fixed in the perfect consciousness. So that is what Krishna is saying here in the next sloka. Vishaya vinivartante niraharashya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyastya param drishva nivartade. This word param drishva nivartate is very, very important. Okay. So param means param, parama Krishna, parama karuna. Okay. It is a far superior things. Dristva by experiencing nivartate. He ceases from. We have to seize the material things for obtaining the superior things. Okay. That is what this word represents, this line represents. Param drishtva nivartate. Okay. Whenever we get attached to the material things, this line has to come to the remembrance. Param drishva nivartate. Okay, let me not engaged, let me get away from this material things because I want to achieve something superior. Param drishva nivartate. Okay. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. Okay, because we may externally say that okay, I am not listening the music, I am not the listening or I am not watching the cricket match or IPL in the television, correct? But he may restrict from sense enjoyment externally, but internally, like the taste for sense objects remains. Internally, we may think, okay, oh, what happened to the score? Even including myself, like, okay, because I am very movie freak and a movie the cricket watcher. So many a times like I will say okay, I may not watch the match, but I want to see like what is the score, so that taste for sense object remains. Okay, but seizing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste. A higher taste is nothing but I want to enjoy the Krishna consciousness. Okay, then I will talk to myself. Okay, this match, whomsoever wins or loses, okay, what is the benefit for me? But at the same time, if I engage my this time to experience higher taste, okay, uh, to read about or to know about Krishna, then first of all, I'm going to increase my bank account. 2.40 has to come into the remembrance. Neha Bikramana Swasti Swalpam Apyasya. Okay, that has to come to the remembrance. Then this Param Drishwa Nivartade, because I want to achieve something superior. For that, I am just relinquishing the smaller things, which is nothing but like okay, this sense object, okay, taste for sense object. But seizing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. You are able to understand, like Krishna is explaining, who is able to fixed in the consciousness, who is getting the prajna state, how he has to be. We saw, okay, he has to first uh, um, he has to relinquish the taste for material enjoyment. He has to have like okay, be it in a happy situation or sad situation, he has to be in a similar manner. He has to uh, uh, cut away all the senses to the material things. Okay, he has to aim for the experience of like a higher taste for superior things. That is how he is explaining. Okay. Hare Krishna. The next sloka, with that sloka, we will end today's class. Yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha. Please rejoin. Hare Krishna. Now the Zoom will get closed. Please rejoin. Yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramatini haranti prashabham manaha. He says the senses are so strong. So in this sloka, Krishna says, okay, the senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind, even of a man of discrimination, which is endeavoring to control them. Okay, he's saying it is very possible to, sorry, very tough to control the mind and control the senses. Okay, even one point in time, Arjuna says, okay, even I am okay to control the wind, okay, but I am unable to control the mind. Okay, that is very, very tough to control the mind and senses, even for a man of discrimination. Okay, he knows how to control, but still he will struggle. Okay, who's endeavoring to control them. So that is what Krishna says. It is very, very tough to control. Okay, in the next sloka, he will say how to achieve that particular thing. But at this moment, we will just stop here. We will go to the slokas, sorry, purport. Okay. Till now, any queries? Yes, seen till 53 last week. Okay, from 54. This is very important thing because five benefits of acting buddhi yoga is first of all we will not get any reaction from the good and bad reaction. Then we will not have to take birth in this material world again. Okay, birth and death we don't need to go through. Then indifferent to Vedic rituals because whatever saying in buddhi yoga, there is nothing but we are doing the prescribed duty from the Vedas. Okay, then realization of a relationship with Krishna as eternal servitor. Okay, we will get into the samadhi mode, then go back to the Godhead. Like we will go back to Godhead. So these are the five benefits of acting Buddhi Yoga. Okay, this we have seen. Okay, so in the 54. Sthita Prajna, okay. Symptoms of Sthita Prajna, how does he speak, the language, how does he sit and walk? Like these are the four questions asked by Arjuna to Krishna, okay. What are the symptoms? Then in the speak and language, like, okay, how does he react to actions of others? Then how does he sit, okay. This is what, then the engage his senses, like this is what he was asking. Who Arjuna is asking to Krishna. Then the importance of it symptom means like, okay, the symptoms of a rich or diseased man, learned man. Similarly, symptoms of a self-realized man, because we will know that man is rich by seeing his wealth. Correct? He has so much money. He has a big house. He has a lot of big cars. Okay. The at the same time, poor man, we will say him poor because he don't have money. He is having a very small house, or he don't have any house. So likewise, Arjuna wanted to understand the self-realized man or self-realized soul, how he will be, what are the symptoms of him, and how he will speak, how he will carry forward here in the society. So that is what he is asking. Then most important symptom is how he speaks, okay. Because speech is the most important quality of any man. Because whatever words we say, we can't take it back. Correct? That is the reason everyone says, okay, be very clear in speaking, very conscious in speaking, okay. Because that word is like, okay, very very powerful tool to influence anyone. Hmm? The because how Srila Prabhupada is able to create this ISKCON society because of his preaching. If Srila Prabhupada or any Acharya would have not used their speech in a right way, they do it in a wrong way, that will give a lot of bad reaction in the society. That is what they used, like the speech in a very very right manner. Okay, so that is the reason speech is the most important quality of any man. Okay, immediate symptoms of a Krishna conscious man is he speaks only of Krishna or of matters relating to him, the Krishna consciousness man. So whenever devotees assembling, okay, at the time they will speak either about Krishna, or they will speak about Krishna, or they will speak the glories of Krishna, or they will speak the Krishna's devotees, like, okay, likewise. So that is very important to understand. So that is the reason why Arjuna wanted to understand the symptoms of a Siddha Prajna is nothing but he wants to understand like how they carry themselves in this society, as we see like a poor man or the rich man. The 2.55. Okay, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, okay, all this, the gambling, wine, cigarette, okay, all these things, when he is giving up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, okay, and when his mind thus purified finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in the pure transcendental consciousness. Okay, so then when he is connected to Krishna in the chanting and in the all the other devotional service, then he is said to be in the pure transcendental consciousness. So first he has to give up all the material things and the sense gratification, and he has to connect to the Krishna consciousness. Okay, the general description and characteristics of a self-realized man. He gives up material desires for sense gratification, and he purify his mind to do the devotion service and to the self alone. Okay, how does one gives up material desire? One does not give them artificially. We should not give them artificially. Okay, we have to gradually and happily relinquish all these material desires. Okay, but by complete engagement in Krishna consciousness, see, senses have to be engaged. We already saw in one of the slokas, right? The senses has to be engaged rather than restricting the senses to the material desires. What we have to do is we have to engage them in the Krishna consciousness. When the senses are engaged in Krishna consciousness, then the easy way to give up from the material desires will be taking place. We don't need to forcefully or forcibly um, tell the senses, okay, please don't do this material activity. It is, if we say don't do, then only it will give various reasons why I should not do, why I need to do. Okay, so for that reason we have to engage them in the Krishna consciousness so that material things like a will be automatically given up. Okay, for example, we are very fond of music. Okay, one person is very fond of music, so he always like to listen the cinema songs. Okay, the mundane cine songs. Okay, so rather than telling him, please don't listen the cinema songs. Okay, you always engage your senses in devotional service, hear the lectures. Okay, we don't need to say in that manner. We can just give him, okay, there are various kirtans which is very, very powerful and which is going to help you, and which is better than cinema songs. Please start hearing that. So when he developed the attachment to the spiritual things, when he developed the attachment to the kirtans, his interest towards the material mundane songs, material desire of like a listening the cinema songs automatically been given up. That is what been stressed over here. So we don't need to artificially like a give up, but at the same time, okay, I want to watch cricket, okay, in the television. Rather than watching the cricket, I can attend the classes and I can engage in Krishna service. Probably like I can go and meet the devotees. I can go for a preaching. I can go for okay the sloka recitation for kids. Likewise, when we engage by default the material desires will get away, will be given up. That is what been said in this particular purport. Okay, then how does one give up the material desire? That is what we have seen. Okay, how one finds satisfaction in the self alone by realizing eternal servitorship to the Supreme Lord. Okay, by we have the connection to the Supreme Lord because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we have to understand that. Then we will be able to find the satisfaction because he has no sense desires from petty materialism. Okay, then related analogies is like okay, analogy from for complete satisfaction, satisfied hunger. Okay. Then Yamunacharya Ambrisha Maharaj. Okay. By Krishna consciousness, the Ambrisha Maharaj, he engaged all his senses. Okay. That sloka is a very important sloka in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai Mana Krishna Pada Ravindayor Vasamsi Vaikunda Gunanuvardhane. So he engaged his hands in cleaning the deity and the temple for the Lord. He engaged his legs like okay to go to the temple. He used his eyes only to see Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna's darshan. He used his ears like to hear about the Lord. So likewise, that sloka, if you that is a one of the important sloka, that sloka can be our uh, all-time favorite sloka because we have to engage all our senses in the service of the Lord. So that is the example of like okay the Ambarisha Maharaj, how he engaged all his senses. So likewise we can engage all our senses also in the service to the Lord. Okay, that is what we explain. In the 55, again, like a Siddha Prajna, engage sense in serving Lord Krishna. it can be easily obtained by giving up all the desire for sense gratification. Okay, by doing that, our mind will be purified. Okay, then finds we will get the satisfaction in the soul alone, like a self alone. Okay, that is called the Sthita Prajna state, because we are always happy with our mind, and we are always fixed in our devotion service and determination. Okay. Then in the next sloka, okay, one who is not disturbed uh, in mind, even amidst of the threefold of miseries, okay, or elated when there is happiness, okay, uh, and who is free from the attachment of fear and anger. So when he has to he should not be disturbed by this threefold of miseries, and when there is happiness or distress, and he is free from the attachment, fear and anger, he is called as like the steady mind. Okay, uh, so how he has to be like he equipped in happiness or distress, free from attachment and fear and anger. So Sthita Dhira Muni is like he's a stage of a steady mind, is always in Krishna consciousness, has exhausted all business of like a creative speculation. Then the same thing, whatever we have seen till now, like a free from attachment, the fear and anger. He does not come under attachment, aversion. He never gets angry, like whether successful or not successful. He is steady in the determination. Okay, when he is able to do this particular thing, like he is able to achieve the steady mind. Okay, the 56 and the 57 sloka, symptoms of the Siddha Prajna, how does he speak? Okay, he will not be engaged in any of the creative speculation. He talks only about Krishna, okay, to others. The threefold of misery, like he accept the mercy of the Lord. His mind is not disturbed, okay, because he is elated. He is neither elated by happiness nor completely dejected by like the sadness. Okay, he don't have any attachment or and aversion. He is not having any fear, no anger. Okay, so he will be able to achieve in the samadhi state when he is able to firmly fixed in the perfect knowledge, because he is unaffected by the good or evil. Okay, when the good comes, like he is not prizing, when the evil comes, he is not despising. Okay, so when he is in that state, like he will be called as a Sthita Prajna. Okay. The 58th sloka, symptoms of the Sthita Prajna is how does he sit? Okay. He sit always like, okay, he withdraw his senses, object of the senses, like, okay, when he's seeing the material thing, and he is able to connect all the things like, okay, to the spiritual thing. Okay. As the tortoise, when head out, okay, when doing the devotion service, it do the head out. Okay, when the material things are coming, it head boxed in, like okay, it will withdraw his senses, all the limbs. Okay, as a tortoise, the similar way, the Sthita Prajna devotee, okay, he will withdraw his senses from the material things. That is what the this particular sloka no, tortoise, how it takes out the limbs, or like a takes in or takes out. The similar way, the Sthita Prajna devotee, when he is connecting to the material things, he will withdraw his senses. Okay, but when he is able to, when he is connecting to the spiritual thing, he will engage his senses. That is what the this sloka is. Yeah, he will be always in a self-controlled manner. Symptoms of the Siddha Prajna, again, like how does he sit? He restricted like from the sense enjoyment. He will be like a we may be like externally restricting, but still the taste for sense object remains. But when he engages completely to the Krishna consciousness or devotional activity, he is able to fix in the consciousness, and he is able to automatically lose the sense for the material things. Okay, all these things you may find sometime repetitive. but it is good to listen these things. Okay, the senses are very strong and the impetus, like it is very forceful because even a 1 second, okay, the sense, the anger or the fear or this attachment will get away from us, like from the spiritual thing. As how Sage Durvasa was very angry on Ambrisha Maharaj, or Sage Vishwamitra, okay, he was practicing for around 40,000 years, okay, the tapas, but just one ankle bell of that Menaka, so he is able to, he comes out from his tapas, okay, that 1 second, the senses are like a, that is the reason the senses are called as very strong, because it deviates like one from the most strong tapas also, like, okay, so but at the same time Maharaja Ambrisha is able to engage all his senses because he is fully connected to the Krishna consciousness. That is what being said here. Uh, with this, we will end today's class. Any questions, any feedback, Hare Krishna, please feel free to mention it here. If no further queries, okay, we can end today's class. Um, I will post all the recordings. Sorry for not posting for a couple of weeks. I was so busy with like some of the work. I will post it like this week for sure. Yeah. Hare Krishna. I will end the. I will stop the recording.